you.
This is Freedom Global News.
Muhammad Buhari sets up transition committee.
This is
National Universities Commission orders closure of universities ahead of 2023 elections. Kano State Governor meets with stakeholders on Naira scarcity. And on the foreign scene, Eritrean president dismisses army rights abuse allegations.
This is Freedom Global News.
Good evening, you're listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Zara Zanna. Today is the 9th of February 2023, and now the news in full. President Muhammad Buhari has approved the establishment of a Presidential Transition Council to facilitate and manage the handing over of power by his government. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, announced this in Abuja today. Some members of the committee are Secretary to the Government of the Federation as Chairman, Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Solicitor General of the Federation, and Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Justice, and the Permanent Secretaries of the following ministries and offices: Defense, Interior, Finance, Budget and National Planning, Foreign Affairs, Information and Culture, Federal Capital Territory Administration. Mustafa said in the statement signed on his behalf by the Director of Information in his office, Mr. Willie Bassi, that the Transition Council will be inaugurated by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation on Tuesday, 14 February 2023 at 12 noon at the Conference Hall of the SGF. Members are expected to attend the inauguration in person. Buhari has repeatedly said he would hand over power on May 29, 2023. The Regulatory Agency for Universities in Nigeria, the National Universities Commission, has ordered the closure of universities across the country to enable students to participate in the 2023 general elections. In a letter addressed to vice chancellors of all universities and directors of inter-university centers, the NUC noted that the directive was based on the directive of the Minister of Education, Adamu Adamu. The letter read, in view of the foregoing and concerns expressed on the security of staff, students, and properties of respective institutions, the Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu Adamu, has following extensive consultations with the relevant security agencies, directed that all universities and inter-university centers be shut and academic universities be suspended between February 22nd and March 14, 2023. Consequently, vice chancellors and chief executives of inter-university centers are by this circular requested to shut down their respective institutions from Wednesday, 22nd February 2023 to Tuesday, 14th March 2023. There have been calls from the public for the closure of tertiary institutions to enable students to vote during the 2023 elections. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Usman Al-Ghali Baba, has approved the setting up of an election planning, monitoring, and evaluation team for deployment across the states of the Federation to identify, analyze, and mitigate threats, as well as carry out on-the-spot assessment and appraisal of the security emplacements ahead of the 2023 general elections. This was contained in a statement by the Force PRO, CSP Muyiwa Adejobi, Force Headquarters, Abuja. It said that this was in furtherance of the Inspector General of Police drive for safe, secured, and credible general elections, as well as ensure adequate security coverage before, during, and after the 2023 general elections. The statement states that the IGP, while reiterating the commitment of the police to ensure that the elections are safe, secure, and credible, and in line with global best practices, tasked the team to, amongst other things, ensure the propriety of deployments, give real-time coverage of the electoral process, and safeguard against hostile external and internal influence using Interpol, anti-cybercrime, and intelligence tools and assets of the Nigerian police force. The IGP therefore calls on well-meaning Nigerians, international communities, and all stakeholders to support the NPF teams in all areas, particularly on intelligence, sharing, and regular engagements to achieve success in the 2023 general elections. On sports, Team Delta has maintained top sport of the concluded 2022 edition of the National Sports Festival after a review of the medals table as directed by the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Diary. Mohammed Sani Uba has details of this and other sports updates.
The Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dari, had inaugurated a committee of experts to review the National Sport Festival medals table. The inauguration of the committee, chaired by retired Brigadier General Emmanuel Okaro, to review the medals table of the 21st National Sport Festival, which was tagged Delta 2022, followed complaint of irregularities by some states. The committee, in its terms of reference, was to, among others, determine the shortfalls in the computation of the medals table, as well as establish the exact and correct result, with the view to put an end to the complaints surrounding it. A statement signed by Ismail Abubakar, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, stated that the final medals table was released in line with the recommendation of the committee. Abubakar stated that the committee submitted that human errors occasioned by administrative laxity, inexperience, general delays, non-awareness, and the misapplication of the substantive festival rules led to the flops observed in the earlier computed medals table. Oyo, Lagos, Rivers, Kano, Akwa Ibom, Federal Capital Territory Abuja, and Ogun remain in the top 10, while Zamfara, Sokoto, and Jigawa State occupied the bottom of the table with 0, 1, and 5 medals respectively. In another update, Flying Eagles head coach Ladan Boso revealed the names of 25 players included in Nigeria's provisional squad for the 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. Boso made some late changes to the roster, and there are now 5 contention to feature for the Flying Eagles at the 2023 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations, having made the squad list. Goalkeepers are Nathaniel Nwosu, Sahid Akambi, and Chijoke Anegboso. Defenders include Solomon Agbalaka, Daniel Bameyi, Benjamin Frederick, Augustine Njoku, Abel Oguche, and Michael Onogo. Midfielders are Mohamed Aminu, Daniel Daga, Samson Lowell, Jonathan Nicholas, Caleb Ocheduku, Onute Obelu, Shatima Umar, and Musa Usman. While forward consists of Ahmed Abdullahi, Francis Ayuba, Beji Mohammed, Adams Olamilekan, Halluru Sarki, Kelechi Success, Jude Sunday, and Emmanuel Ochebu. The Flying Eagles are expected to play 2 friendly matches in Morocco against Benin Republic and South Sudan before their opening match of the AFCON against Senegal. Meanwhile, Napoli President Aurelio De Laurentiis has insisted that Nigeria international Victor Osimhen is not for sale, despite report linking the striker with the Amov Ayo from the club in the summer. Laurentiis made this assertion while giving an update on the future of the prolific striker amid report that Manchester United are preparing a mega money swoop for his talismanic frontman. Muhammad Sani Uba, Freedom Radio.
The Global News is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com, or call us through this number, 0824444163.
Musa, la me kake nema a cikin kitchen?
Masoyiyata, ina son cokali in sha magani.
Masoyina, ka dauki comics kawai, ka yaga, sha ka samu sauki.
Haka ne fa, ku yi amfani da comics ma duk kaikayin tari. Comics yana da dextromethorphan da guaifenesin. Kawai ku yaga ku sha, ku samu sauki, yana kulele in ka sha. Aha, na samu sauki yanzu. Ina son comics. Company Orange Drugs Limited da ke yin kasuwanci da dilancinta. Maganin zai iya saka kasala. In alamar tarin bata tsaya ba bayan kwana 3, ka ga likitanka. Comics yana kulele.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. Kano State Governor Dr. Abdullahi Umar Gandu meets with security officers, banks, traders, and religious leaders to find out how to ease current situation of new Naira scarcity. During the meeting, they explained the challenges that the scarcity has caused in different areas. The Secretary, Nigerian Medical Association Kano Chapter, Dr. Abdurrahman Ali, explained that patients and their relatives